नमो अरिहन्तानं नमो सिद्धानं नमो आयर्यानं नमो उवज्जायानं नमो लोये सव्वसाहूनं एषो पञ्चनमःकारो सव्वपावपनाशनो मङ्गलानां च सव्वेसिं पदमं हवै मङ्गलम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects. The today's subject is the awakening. Awakening to the truth, enlightenment, reality. Awakening yourself to your consciousness. Before entering into the sutras, I'll just answer the questions from devotees about the yesterday's discourse. In Vedic times, there was no divorce, but men could burn, I'm not able to read, burn their wives. Rama did Ramayana and sent them away. What recourse did a wife in an abusive, violent marriage? Is not divorce better than being burnt? I don't think Rama burnt Sita. That's the first thing. So, the very information with which you are putting question is not a true information. It is just, the question is written just to disrespect the Vedic tradition. I don't see any truth or sincerity in your question. Two ways you can analyze this problem. It was not always abusive, or you don't have to always think that divorce is the only way to escape, to avoid abusive relationship. So, it is just a purely hypothetical question, not a question of real problem. You can always say that if divorce is not there, then what will happen to this, what will happen to that. But any problem, you can find a solution. There is no need that divorce should be a solution. And I don't think Rama burned Sita. That's a complete wrong information or a lie. Nowadays, person selects his own spouse, say age of 20-35. He still makes a lot of mistake. Would not you advocate a person selecting his religion, whether Jainism, Buddhism, Islam or Christianity, at a mature age of 20 plus after? He has a chance to explore all of them. Oh God. This is a nice idea. A few days ago I had a radio interview. In that I spoke the same thing. Religion should not be forced on people. It should be an option. After a maturity, maybe after 14, they should be given a fair, clear, decent idea about all religions from the original source. from their sources, and a person should be given a choice to decide what he wants to follow. This is exactly my idea. I advocate. This is what I call religious freedom. A real religious freedom means you are given freedom to choose your religion. You are given freedom to practice your own religion. That is what is the real religious freedom. Guruji, it appears most of your life so far outside this materialistic world. Being in outside, how did you learn reading and writing and speaking so fluently? Please excuse me if my question does not make sense. To tell you the truth, no question makes sense. All questions are just playing with words. This is a strange question. See, in Vedic tradition, even in Jainism, we don't believe knowledge can be gained only through senses. Knowledge can come from a different source. We call that as an intuition. There is a source through which knowledge can happen to you if you know how to open that door, how to open that source. You can receive knowledge without the help of eyes and ears. What is qualifications to be called Paramahamsa? You are supposed to be in a complete bliss and experiencing the total freedom. That is the qualification for Paramahamsa. Your discourses of last 4 days has brought major suffering for me, because my wife expects me to be a married Paramahamsa. Can you help a person like me? I am here to help only you. Understand? If your wife is expecting you to be a married Paramahamsa, she also should become a Paramahamsi. Everybody expects that their husband should be like Ramakrishna, but nobody wants to become like Sharada Devi. Understand? You first tell her you achieve the state of Sharada Devi, then naturally you will see me as a Ramakrishna. So, this is the help I can give as far as now. Maybe you can try to bring her to the discourses and spiritual practices. That will give, that may give a little more help for her and for you. Now we will enter into the sutras. Moksha Marga Sutra. Again we are going to work on the Moksha Marga Sutras. But the second chapter, next chapter. Yesterday we worked on Moksha Marga Sutras, first chapter. Today Moksha Marga Sutras, second chapter. Very powerful sutras. The problem is, because it is so much filled with the truth, only a sincere seeker can feel connected to it. If you are just an onlooker or a casual visitor, you won't feel connected to this. You see, A casual visitor can feel connected to Gita because it's more for a mass. But these great sutras of Mahavir is not for mass, it is for a sincere seekers. It is delivered to a different quality of human beings. Gita is delivered to a person who was in the world and who is going to be in the world. But these Jain Sutras are delivered to a people who are working towards enlightenment, who are working towards ultimate realization. So, these sutras are so powerful and filled with the truth. It needs intense energy to go into it and experience it. Jo jeeve vina jane, ajeeve vina janaye, jiva jeeve ayananto, kaham so nayi samjamam. Jo jeeve vivviyanaye, ajeeve vivviyanaye, jiva jeeve viyananto, sohunahi sanjamam. Jaya gayam bahuviham samvajivana janayi taya punnam cham papam chabandam mokyam cha janayi jaya punyam cha papam cha bandam mokyam cha janayi taya nibbik tayam yeva moye jedivya Jaye monasu, Jaye manuse. This is the, I can say, punchline. This is the essence of this whole thing, where they are ending the sutra by saying, even liberation is useless. Understand? There is no other master who is so courageous, so powerful. Understand the last statement, Jay Divye Jaya Manuse. Even the liberation is useless. This is surprising. The one who transcends sin and merit, bondage and liberation. Understand? You are supposed to be free from the idea of freedom also. Actually, the ultimate freedom can happen to you the moment you are liberated from the idea of freedom. As long as you want freedom, you will be bound and working towards it. The moment you are liberated from the idea of freedom, you are liberated this moment. This is the punchline. This is the essence of the whole spirituality. I don't think any other master is so courageous to declare that you should be free even from the idea of liberation. See, understand? As long as a disciple is seeking for liberation, only he will be around you. No, it's a cunning way masters keep the disciples around them. No, really. Only a great person like Mahavira, only a great master like Mahavira only can declare, liberate yourself even from freedom, even from liberation. See, here he is saying, one who transcends sin and merit, bondage and liberation. He is liberating you even from the concept of liberation. Actually, when you are liberated from the concept of liberation, you experience true liberation. Otherwise, the concept of liberation is the best way to bind you. See, even for money, you can't be bound 24 hours, 8 hours a day, that's all. But if somehow liberation idea is inserted into your head, you are bound now 24 hours. You will do exactly as this guy wants you to do. You will do all sorts of things what this fellow wants you to do. There was a time the so-called spiritual people have started using the liberation idea to rule the common mass, to rule the ordinary people. With Mahavira, even that mistake can't happen. He is so clear, that is what I am telling you. He has created a foolproof system which can't be corrupted. Either you know consciously you are going away from Mahavira, or you follow him perfectly. You can't justify yourself and corrupt his teachings. No, impossible. Either you know very clearly you are not following Mahavira properly and you are just doing things on your own and trying to act as if you are following spirituality. Or you will be very clear and follow the true path Mahavira teaches. Mahavira's power, Mahavira's intelligence and his ability to create the sutras in such a beautiful way, you will be surprised, you will be. If you study different traditions, you will understand the power of Mahavira's words. It can't be degenerated, you can't misinterpret, you can't miss it, you can't dilute this, you can't corrupt this. He has taken the extreme step to preserve the purity of his teachings. Let us enter into the truth one by one. The one who does not know the difference between matter and consciousness, Jata and Chaitanya, won't be able to practice restraint, Sanyama. Only the one who knows matter and consciousness can practice restraint. Oh God, this is a beautiful sutra. Here he is giving a technique to be in consciousness all the time, to go beyond the materialistic needs. See, the person who knows the difference between matter and consciousness, Chit and Jada, the consciousness and matter, only he will be able to practice. Only the person who knows the difference will be able to practice Sanyam, means the restraining himself or pure life. See, there is a two things in your being. One is consciousness, your Anma, enlightened energy, soul. The other is the matter, your body. There is something called Chit Jada Granthi, means the matter and consciousness, Chit and Jata, is connected like a knot. We call that as a Chit Jada Granthi. This connection only is called ignorance. This connection only is called the cause for Maya. One important thing, if you look little deep and try to find out where it is connected, you will see it is not connected at all. When you are superficially looking, now you will feel as if your soul and your body is connected. That is why your body is functioning. But if you look inside and see where it is connected, both of them are never connected. You will realize you are liberated. It's like, understand this one example. You go and stand in a corner of a room and you think you are in prison because both sides closed. You stand in a corner of the room facing the corner and you shout, please liberate me, liberate me. Somebody from your behind shouts, fool. Third side there is no wall, turn. When you turn back and you see, God, I don't have to be liberated, I am already free. You will realize you are never in bondage. You were never in bondage. You are always free. You go to the corner, you corner yourself and think you are bound. Same way here, when you look deeply into the Chit Jata Kranti, where the consciousness and matter, Jata, is connected, suddenly you will realize it was never bound, it was never connected. The beauty of Mahavira is a pure truth, 24 karat gold. You can't add any stories or jokes or any examples to him. Because any joke added, any story added, any example added will dilute the truth. That is why I am not using many examples. Because many times these so-called commentators spoil the whole truth. People sometimes feel the original sutras are more